getting out of the military and joining the tech industry is not an easy feat. You guys have to be very strategic, and I see a lot of you guys wanting people to do it for you, and it's never going to happen. What do I mean by that? So when I say it's never going to happen for you guys, I mean that you're not following the 7 steps in order for you to get out of the military and land your first job in the tech industry. All right, so step number 1 is having the right mindset. A lot of you guys are still in the mindset of the military. You're still in the mindset of people doing things for you because they pay you. None of that matters in the civilian world, right? An employer is looking for you to solve a problem for them, and that's why they're paying you, right? So whether that's freelance clients, whether that's whatever, you guys have to have the mindset of being able to help people and being able to use the skill set that you've developed over your time in the military to be able to get things done for employers, right? Number 2 is going to be finding the correct career path, right? A lot of you guys are looking into cyber or looking into the quickest way to get into the tech industry, but that's not the correct career path for you, right? There's so many different ways for you guys to transition into tech, and you have to be able to, number 1, understand that, this is the career for me, and number 2, be able to get all of the things in terms of skill set, in terms of, whatever it might be that you need to do, LinkedIn, resume, all those things, right? And that goes into the next point. Building a resume is number 3. You guys have to be able to translate your military skills into civilian skills and them not look like, okay, what did this guy do? All he did was, paint ships, or all he did was, be a ship barber, or all he did was be a cook for, people on the ship, or cook for people on base. You have to have a larger set of skills that translate into the tech sector, or that translate into, what people are looking for in terms of civilian employees and employers, right? So you guys have to transition. You guys have to make your resume represent all those skills that you had. So whether that's leadership, whether that's problem solving, whether that's hands-on skills, a lot of you guys that were mechanics and different things like that. If you're applying for, the airline industry in tech, you can say, hey, I understand what a diesel engine needs. I understand, all the tools that it takes, and, some potential technologies that we could use to help us better, create the better program the systems within these planes and buses and whatever the different things is that we're using for the military. So keep that in mind. Your resume is very, very important piece, guys, and you guys have to be able to translate your military skills into civilian skills that they're looking for, because all of that, I was an idiot and whatever, and infantry and this and that, and they not caring. They don't care. They care about, the people that you trained, the people that you were in charge of. What did you do when you were in charge of those people? What did you do when you were training those people? They care about that detail over that you were an NCO, or, that you were the squad commander and all that extra stuff. Because only us as military veterans and active military personnel care about that. So number 4 is going to be creating a LinkedIn. This is very, very important, guys, because LinkedIn is the number 1 kind of business relationship social media out there, right? All the other social media platforms are pretty much based on, like the ignorant parts of life, right? So Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, all of those are more, meme based, and, nothing really positive on those platforms, right? Employers are still looking at those platforms to see, okay, what type of person are you? Are you a person that's going to be showing yourself butt naked on the internet? Are you a person that's, going to be, saying things and doing different things that aren't reflective of what we see as core values to our company. And that means a lot. So LinkedIn comes in as kind of that place to where you could showcase, your previous experience in the military, right? And show that that previous experience can help the current employer that you're applying for, right? And that goes into our fifth step, which is applying for jobs. Now, you can do this a plethora of different ways. You can go Indeed, you can go Glassdoor, Monster, jobs.com, whatever, right? As well as you guys can use LinkedIn as a source to apply for jobs, right? I always recommend this as a place to, get your first technical job, because LinkedIn, you can reach out to employers directly. You can reach out to HR managers directly, CEOs, any and everyone that's in a business, that's in a sector of this economy. You can reach directly out to them and be able to present yourself a little bit better, right? And now if your LinkedIn profile and all those different things are on point, you have nothing to worry about, right? So that brings us into the sixth point, which is passing the technical interview. Now, not all jobs that are in tech have a tech interview, right? So your larger jobs, such as UI, UX design, coding, programming, all of those will more than likely have a technical interview where you have to showcase your skill set, right? So if I'm applying for a Shopify or e-commerce developer job, I'm going to have to show them that I can build a feature on an e-commerce store, or I can debug a feature on an e-commerce store, right? The add to cart's not working, or I need to be able to add items to a cart, right? Show me you can do these things that we're actually doing in the real world. And, it's just not nothing that you say you could do, right? Because anybody can say that they can do anything on this internet. And when it comes to actually getting those things done, they're not doing it, right? So you don't want to be that. So definitely prepare to pass those technical interviews. And the very last point is building a network, guys. You already have this experience being in the military where you had to get along and stand post and, stand formation and work amongst people that you honestly did not like, you didn't know anything about, and their work ethic might not be your work ethic, right? Same thing in tech, but you have to build a network of people who are accomplishing the goals that you set forth for yourself, right? So you want to get around employers, recruiters, other people in the industry that already have jobs and already are working for these companies, and they'll be able to help make your transition a little bit smoother, right? And make sure it's not fake and phony, right? Come off genuine, go to these networking events, do all the things that you have to do to be able to get your foot in the door. But at the same time, make sure that you're doing it in a very genuine way. Right. So look, guys, those were the 7 steps for you guys transitioning from the military, wanting to transition into the tech industry. Right. So if you follow these 7 steps, number 1 being having the right mindset, number 2 being finding a correct career path, number 3 being building a resume, number 4 being, creating a LinkedIn, number 5 being applying for jobs, number 6, passing the technical interviews. And then lastly, number 7, building a network that's genuine, right? So if you guys can put all of these steps together, and I can show you how to do that, right? We meet every single week with our students to ensure that you're following these steps to a T. And each part in that 7-step process, if you need to tweak it, we walk with you step by step until you tweak that process and you get your first job, or you secure your first, client, because you guys can make so much money. You can do some amazing things in this industry. You just have to do the right things leading up to it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.